Oh wait! I got to do it now. Wait! This is gonna be funny. Wait! You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Vine Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing Kingdom Business, or Church Empire, as we may say, as we talk about Season 2, Episode 5. Actually, this should be Episode 5, correct?
Yes.
So I messed up. I will fix that as we in the post review. I got Episode 4 up here. But we moved on to Episode 5. I thought Episode 4 was like a season finale, had a lot of drama and stuff going on. But Kim, what'd you think about Episode 5?
Wow. I mean, it was actually pretty good. It was entertaining. I feel like Essence and well, we're not talking about them yet, but it was an okay episode. I would say it was entertaining. I was a little bit sad because my Loretta's gone. I want her back. I love her drama. I just love her. And her singing was wonderful. So I'm gonna miss that. But other than that, yeah, it was okay. It was okay. What did you think of it?
I thought it was a great Empire inspired episode.
Very much so.
I thought CJ and her husband's duet was far the best singing of this episode. And I really like that. So to focus on positives, the fact that the necklace that Rebel was wearing when she was talking to Calvin did not belong to Raven. It belonged to someone else, possibly the killer of her mom. I thought that was good. They're trying to give us that kind of cliffhanger to get us to Episode 6. So I like that. I thought a lot of it was predictable. So I'm gonna say a positive was that it turned out to be CJ's husband that was the snitch and not Sasha. I knew it was going to be Sasha. Like, that's something like Sasha would have done.
That's what I thought. I absolutely thought it was Sasha. But when she said, I was kind of like, what? That was, to me, that's a woman thing to do, though. I'm sorry. I didn't feel like a dude would do that.
I feel like Tamar wasn't available for acting, so they had to push through, and they just put it on the husband.
Okay.
Because it doesn't track. It does. I mean, not for this season, because again, CJ somehow forgot that her mother crapped on her husband, as we saw last season with the whole stealing the song, not giving them credit.
Right.
And it's like, even he forgot when she's like, why would you do that to my family? Do you not remember what your mom did to me? Like to me, not even as relates to the music and that kind of stuff. So it's like they again, it seemed like a woman movie. Even you, right? We can agree with that, but it's like they forgot. It's like they forgot almost to an extent, like what happened last season that would make him want to do something to her. But then that should have happened last season, not this point in this season. It doesn't really make a lot of sense.
It didn't, especially because he took care of the mom in the hospital. He was concerned about his mother-in-law, right? I mean, so I was like, okay, so he was concerned about her in like 2 episodes before this, you know, really there for CJ, really, letting her know what's going on with her mom and be positive. We're praying for her. And then you backslide to, I'm going to tell the world that you pretended. And I was like, what? And then you betrayed your wife's trust. Like, why would you do? They were in such a good, good spot, right?
Yeah,
they were getting along. They were communicating, right? Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you drop this just because they told you that you needed to do backup singing for a step. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, CJ said, I'm going to bat for you. Give me a moment to go to bat for you, right? And then this is how you repay her. I was like, I couldn't have a husband like him. Regardless of if my family is a good family or not, he's no. I wouldn't trust him with my business now, right?
So no, true. So again, it's just, I think it's just the writing. So I think because this is like one moment in a character that he's never really done much, and really he supported his wife for the most part. Like their biggest issue personally was the whole baby thing, and even that they finally got back to that. Oh, we're adopting and we're moving forward, right?
Yep.
I feel like that should have been the conversation in episode 1 of season 2, that they've been building to this. It's almost like they're like, oh, CJ and her husband. Let's do something with this. And they cram everything in the same episode. So you could be like, oh, they are a couple and they do like each other. Or now they don't anymore because he betrayed her. Like they're trying to shove all that into one episode as opposed to like maturing the relationship. Like, did they get over the miscarriages, and that kind of thing? When did they decide that that this is not it? Like we can't have our own baby, but adoption is also an option. Jesus was adopted. I mean, Abraham was adopted. So like that type of thing, and then that would have made more sense. So I was like, oh, okay, but predictable. When he's sitting up there writing a song, and she's like, hey, baby, I think we should sing one of your songs. And she picks up the book and she's like, this is a great song. I said, it's a duet. It's a duet. He only wants to do it with her.
And it's beautiful.
It was beautiful. But I'm like, this is, but like behind me, this the scene right here of like the whole empire, like the lions in the studio together.
Yep.
That's what this should have been. Like, that's what this episode should have been leading to, because the whole storyline was empire. Who's in charge of the kingdom?
Yes.
The whole, we're trying to get a special together, so we got to get the artists lined up. I mean, that was almost every season of Empire. Like when they had the whole the whole artist showcase, right? Who's gonna be the lead? I'm like, this is, but done better. Like done better with Empire, because all of this is actually happening off camera. All of it. You just get, hey guys, the special's moving forward.
Yeah.
Hey guys, all the people fell out. Hey guys, we got the studio back. I'm like, what?
Yeah, when did Danita call Paramount Plus and get the deal done? I was like, when did this happen? What?
Wait. What even got me with that was, okay, so first, it was mama fires her daughter from her company.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that's Empire, right? But you tell someone, like you tell your daughter who still works for the company, grandma just fired me. What are we gonna do? What's our plan? How do I get back? Right?
Yeah.
She's having, hey baby, like an old person. Hey baby, could you show me how this cloud thing works so I can leak illegally my song that I didn't even record? I don't know when I did that. And she's like, yeah, mama, just press this button. And then like magically, because it's streaming high, she's the top artist from the label.
Right now, at the moment, because she did that.
But Kim, she's the only artist on the label.
Well, no, we're gonna say, remember they have, what is that girl? Isn't there a girl who's doing, oh wait, that's the other label, isn't it?
Exactly.
Wait, hold on 1 second. I gotta get out my door. Sorry. 1 second.
We'll get back to our regularly scheduled review in a little bit. Sorry about that.
I am so sorry. Okay,
No
one's at the door. Okay, anyway, my dogs. I apologize. Okay, so anywho, so wait a minute. So Danita, what was I talking about? I can't remember now.
I said she's the only artist on Kingdom Records.
Yeah. Okay, so wasn't there another young lady, or is that Caesar's girl?
That's
with
Caesar.
with the dreads, right?
That's Caesar. That's Caesar. Caesar has many artists on his label, or at least some artists that he's working with. But Rebel's like his star. You know, it's like he has Jewel, for example. Like he has other artists he's working with. But like Rebels is supposed to be like the new up and coming friend. But she, like, Danita is the only artist on the Kingdom
because I remember
label.
last season that's what she said. She was
Right?
like, I'm the only, and that's why she was going to go on tour, right?
Right.
Because she's the only to generate money for the business. Right, you're right. Okay.
So this doesn't make any sense. Like, and I'm like, damn it. Like, and again, if we're gonna establish that sister, brother-in-law, and son, like Taj sings too now, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your Empire moment. You have your.
Well, I think that's coming. When they do the final showcase, well, they're not calling it a showcase.
A showcase, but I get you. Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? The Paramount Plus.
Yes.
I think they may have a moment like that, which would be wonderful. I would love to hear all these voices, right? But I think that's when they may have it. That kind of thing. The whole family gets up there and sing.
Okay.
Maybe even Mama comes because
because somehow they forgive Loretta Devine, so she gets to come back and sing.
Yeah.
And that, so I was like, this again, Empire, but not as well done. You know, like because and then I felt like I was watching a Tyler Perry production with the whole, like, the board, the board.
Yes.
None of them said anything. They just stared.
Which was weird because like when Greenleaf did it, they always had something to say. The entire board got a speaking. They said at least one sentence each, right?
Well, so this your example is another problem I got with this right now, and that you're talking about the church board, right?
Yes.
So, which is another problem because they have done nothing to address the fact that who's in charge of the church, because Calvin got set down because of his cheating or whatever, right?
Right. Well, isn't CJ stepping in?
CJ did one sermon. That's not leading. But I'm saying there's no church board. To your point, there's no church board. Who's in charge of the church? If Loretta Devine is focused, grandmother, depending on how you want to look at her, is focused on the kingdom, right, on the record label, who's leading the church? If Calvin got set down, who's leading? Right. I'm like, not even get into the Greenleaf stuff. So even from an Empire standpoint, every time Lucius had a board meeting, the family members were on the board.
Right.
I mean, for one. And you had arguments. I gotta get so-and-so because so-and-so trusts me on the board. Like, that's a whole thing, how you strategize who's gonna get the right votes on the board. But they just sat there.
Nobody said. I know, it's like, this is so weird. Like, you would think that somebody would say something, like at least one of them would say, well, look, da 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 da, whatever. Say something. But nobody said anything, and they just blindly was like, yeah, me too. I was like,
do we sell the catalog? No, do we kick out fucking Danita, our only artist?
Yes.
Do we now kick out our new CEO? like not even the black woman. I don't know. I feel like the older black woman should be like, girl, I was with you since someone's, like, I thought at least she was gonna say something.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go against your mother and da da. You know what I mean? Like something. Nobody. And then also too, what irritated me about that scene was business is business and family is family, right? Why did they bring those two together? Like, they're arguing literally about their differences as mom and daughter, right?
Yeah.
It was more, to me, it was more so that than the company, like, than the record label, right? It was more of that. And I was like, can we just keep it business? Like this, argue about the business.
Well, so I would say I was okay with that because one bled into the other. Like, Loretta Devine's character as the mom, the overbearing, controlling mom, was trying to take over the company. So one bled into the other. That's what I'm saying. So she's like, so Danita's like, this is my company now. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not gonna take this from me. So when her to be like, you gotta get up out of here. So for mom to be like, you ain't gonna disrespect me. Now she's talking to her like a daughter. I was okay with that exchange. But again, the board strategy could have been done, or they shouldn't have been there. Like it should have just been those two talking, and somehow they both have the power to be like, the board's behind me because I already talked to them, and you're gone.
Yeah, they shouldn't have shown them. That should have been an off-camera thing, right?
Yeah,
right.
like Danita walks in by herself. Mama, that's my chair because I already talked to the board. Da 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 da, and just be done with it because it looks. And then Sasha should have been there. I mean, she works like she's the assistant. Like she would have been there taking notes. Daughter should have been there and saying something. Like I mean, Taj technically, I guess, works for Caesar. I guess, but like
he does.
Calvin would have been there. Like that's your like he would have.
But he has a stake in it too, right? I mean, he's not completely. I think Taj has some stake in it. He's in the family, right? So he could have been. They could have been just more of. There was no real backup to Danita or to the mom.
No, I mean. It was two women bickering. It was a mom and daughter bickering.
Yeah.
Mom won first, daughter won second, and that's it. And I was like, I guess, but at least Loretta got to sing. She got a solo, to an extent.
She did.
The artist, I'm assuming he's a real gospel artist, the one who sang by himself, like he was a great singer.
Ishmael, I think his last name is Houghton. He's married to Adrienne Babylon, the chick from the Cheetah Girls, the Spanish girl. And she was on the show called The Real, I think, or whatever. She used to date Rob Kardashian too. But anyway, her. So he's a gospel singer. And then Tamala Mann is coming. That's my girl. She is from Meet the Browns. And and she did the play and she did the show. And she's done mostly all of Tyler Perry Medea movies. She actually is Medea's daughter. And always plays Medea's daughter.
In the movie.
Yes, and she's got a beautiful voice. So I can't wait to see her. I hope they have her husband David, who plays Mr. Brown. He's a wonderful singer, and her husband, and he's wonderful. And he plays her father as Mr. Brown, which is so weird. But anyway, so I'm hoping that he like peeks his head in for a second too. But Tamala's definitely coming because we saw her as one of the headliners. Yeah.
I was also who's not in this episode. It's interesting that the Holy Spirit of Kirk Franklin wasn't there because I was waiting. Like Danita, how do I get my company back? How do I get my mom out of here? How do I fix like this kind of stuff? And like Kirk Franklin just comes from the heavens and just like talks to her.
He's coming when Danita tries to get her voice back.
There you go.
Danita tries to sing,
right?
And she's not feeling it. I think it is PTSD. I think it's just emotions and anxiety and all these things are going through her head. I think it's a God-given talent she has, and I think that it will come back to her, right? And so, but I think that he has to come down and have a talk with her, right?
Yes.
And that's just the way the show is, right? So
it'll just be them two, and he'll lay hands on her, and he'll be like, "Was that Jesus?" She can have her voice back if she admits what was that Jesus? And he's gonna be like, "Yes, if you confess your sins to your people, you will be blessed with your voice." And then all of a sudden, she'll be able to sing, and her whole family, Taj and CJ and all them.
That could be a storyline. Maybe if she confesses that she did lie about having amnesia, she tells her fans why I lied, and then all of a sudden she gets her voice back.
So, and that happens in the church. So we can get back to the actual church, in this thing. So so again, she had it. She just didn't tell anybody when she recovered. That I mean, that's what I'm saying. So she it's not like she didn't have, but she recovered faster and she didn't let anybody know.
And she kept it to herself. She did.
Yeah, for business purposes. I mean, because she's trying to avoid Caesar. So I thought it was interesting, Calvin. So that means looking back on last week's episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Danita trying to have sex with Calvin.
Yes.
Now we know she fully remembers everything Calvin been doing all these years.
Yes.
So in this episode, when he's furious that that his wife has not told him the truth, I'm like, you need to shut the fuck up because that means she remembered all your cheating.
Yes, and still wanted to have sex with you.
And she still was like, "You're my husband. Let's get past this. I'm gonna act like I forgot."
Yes.
And let's just do this, right?
Absolutely. I said the same thing. I was like, dude, how are infuriated by this. Like, your wife is basically saying, I'm gonna let all your indiscretions go, and I love you, and I want to still be with you, no matter what you did. And you're gonna sit there and be furious. You know, it made me laugh too. And I know this is off topic. He is such a short man compared to all of
Oh
these
yeah.
women.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. You know
Yeah.
what? When they were praying together,
Yeah.
that's when I really noticed it. Yolanda Adams, beautiful woman. She is very statuesque. I mean,
Yes.
she's a presence, right? She is so much taller than this man. And everyone else too, right? But
Yeah.
literally, CJ is taller than her dad.
Yeah.
Loretta is kind of like a little taller than him. I was like, so when they did the kind of above the scene, they did the cinematography where he was
Yeah.
like they were showing above their head. I thought that was the best angle for the fact that this man is so small. I said, oh my goodness, he really.
She's like she could because she obviously wears heels on top of that. I mean, she's a tall woman and she probably wears heels on top of that. So
Yes.
so he's like he's looking up to her like physically, right?
Yes.
But yeah, I felt again missed opportunity. So what I texted to Kim, and I say that because I said that episode 5 missed a lot of opportunities to really expand on the drama from episode 1. It's almost like they wiped it away, like just to kind of start all over again. I'm like, you missed opportunities. Like with the memory thing, again, this is where Danita reminds her husband, since apparently he forgot, you were fucking around me for years.
Yes.
And I knew about it, and I'm trying to move on. So if we're going to compare betrayals, yours is still greater than mine. Like let's not do that.
Yeah, they should have said. She should have said that. She should have
right
said that.
and be like, hey, let's acknowledge who really lied to who first,
right?
And why you tried to kill yourself, and why I ended up in with a coma in the first damn place.
Right.
You.
Yeah, it's all you. Yeah.
Right, and it'd be like, oh, never mind, my fault, and then that would have resolved that issue. So with Rebel looking into her mom's murder, I guess they're trying to go for like a murder, right?
Yes.
Again, I was like, something in this evidence has to mean something. Like I thought it was gonna be her. I thought she was gonna look at the phone and be like, oh my God, I didn't call this number, or this is not my phone, or some shit. But it was the necklace, and then she wore it. I was like, okay, again, they're trying to pull that string, right?
Right.
And I was like, okay, so, but my issue is with Calvin, because Calvin was like, oh my God, what? My friend was the investigating officer? Like, this is supposed to be the woman that you loved, right? And
loved.
But even at the time, like, you don't look into it. Like, hey, like, what happened to her? Is she like, did she nothing?
Well, he got married to Danita, so he moved on. Like, if my new husband is running around trying to investigate his ex-girlfriend's murder, no, I'd be very upset with that. No.
You also be upset your husband's fucking around on you, but he had no problem doing that. I'm just saying, like, you can't be like.
But this was, but at the beginning of the marriage, there was no fucking around. They didn't say that when they first got married. He married Danita because, one, because of the influence of her family, right? And then 2, because he said he loved her, right? He had moved on from Raven, I believe her name is, right? Okay, so if you move on from Raven, you cannot now marry me. We're about to have a baby, and now you're chasing the person or going to the police. So what's going on with Raven's investigation? Nigga, you don't need to know all this information. It's none of your business.
Again, you don't tell your wife this, but you talk to your boy, the one who later on is going to help you cover Danny's murder. Apparently, like, it'd be like, I'm just like, if they were that kind of friends, it just seems kind of weird. If he'd be like, oh my God, really? That's right. She would never do drugs. So I'd be like, so you just hearing this? Like, anyway. So it seemed like very coincidental that he was just like, oh my God, I didn't know this either. But then also, so again, I want to see where that goes. Her off camera undercover work to help bring down all these powerful men, involved in this in the sex, ring or whatever, right?
Right.
It kind of reminded me of Force and like Vic and like Stacy. Like, again, you got evidence. Only one cop. Let's look at this. this investigation is not a local like Atlanta investigation. Like the Georgia Bureau of Investigations is involved, right? They're concerned about Danny Williams' death, but they got one detective who's working pretty much off book with one CI on this one murder. Okay, you got evidence, potential evidence of bribes, of corruption across the government, but they're like, nah. Don't worry about any of that. We just need to solve this one murder. I'm like, that's not.
No, I think she wants to do it both. I think she wants to do both, right? Wrap both up. But she is right about the fact that she does have these things on as recorded, right? She has these voices, right? But then you also have to have someone else to corroborate what is being heard on the wiretaps, right? And then they have to be able to prove that what is being said on the taps is really happening. It's the same thing like when they did with the mafia. The mafia, they had all those wiretaps, right? But they actually had to get people who was going to snitch, right? They got those. Then they also had to get the actual evidence on, like paper trail and all that stuff to get Gotti when they got him. You know what I'm saying? So
what I'm saying though, like you said, Step, right? I got the recording, right?
Yeah.
As Rebel pointed out, in like arrest Dex. He's the ringleader of this whole thing. Like you got him like soliciting, like he's basically a pimp, right? Like that's against the law, right? Like you get him and then you flip him to try to get some people like on the inside. I mean, if this was a real show and there's that kind of stuff, I'm like, there's ways to be like, okay, we're gonna get Dex. Because she's like, why can't you just get him? Oh, no. I would like to find out that that the cop is actually working for the real villain. And she's just trying to keep Rebel under control because really all you see is her. All you see is her. You don't see none of her authorities or anybody else.
I don't think she's telling. I don't think that could be an angle also like what you just said. She's working for the bad guys, but I'm thinking she's just doing this like she's got a Rebel as a CI, but not really telling her boss what she's doing. Do you see what I'm saying? Like she's sneaking it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because she thinks the chief of police, her boss, is involved, right? But again, if you're at the GBI level, right, if you already got them involved, so you already got people above your boss. So if she's legit, there should be some other people like kind of work. It just seems like it's writing. They're just trying to get try to be like, well, don't worry, Rebel's out there doing the best she can. Again, completely off camera. I would much rather see her doing some more undercover stuff than her in the studio with Xavier, because that scene was like completely unnecessary.
I was very much annoyed with that scene. I really was, because I was like, why is he talking to her like this? You know what I'm saying? Like, why? Wait, 1 second. I'm so sorry. Someone actually is at the door this time.
Okay, all right. Those dogs are very protective of Kim, and that's a wonderful thing, right there.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Okay. So okay. What are we talking about?
Well, anyway, so we're saying like the investigation is moving as fast as they think, like they're trying to make it go. So again, so the detective's probably working on her own because the chief of the police is probably involved.
Yeah, he's involved. And she's got someone higher than her that's overseeing her, right?
Yeah.
So I see what you're saying, but David, they got to drag it out.
Sorry. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Rebel and Xavier. Xavier talking down to Rebel.
That's it.
I'm sorry.
Unnecessary scene. It was him saying that he wants. To me, what he is saying is that he wants the attitude Rebel, like this. That Rebel, right?
I got you.
And she's not singing that way because her heart is not really into that song or the way that he wants her to sing.
At least,
songs, right?
Yeah.
It really does enjoy the gospel singing. She likes that, and she's starting to realize that is her calling. is those types of songs, not this, whole attitude and chick kind of, kind of.
No, I get you. Like
Yeah.
worldly music, secular music versus like church music, right? Like
Right.
gospel, right?
Right.
I know that that's what they were trying to achieve, and I get that. But again, it was not done well. One, the lyrics
No, it
were
wasn't.
terrible. The lyrics were terrible.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is just a shitty song. Like, I
It
mean, so
is.
she could be like, I don't mind doing worldly music. Just give me a better song to sing to, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that we saw them having sex last episode, like, so they're not, again, they're more fuck buddies, I guess, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, but he's talking to her almost like a manipulative man, like a man situation, like, look here, baby, just do what I tell you to do. And she's like, okay, daddy, just get back into the studio. And her
Right.
constantly like,
Right.
well, Caesar wouldn't do this and Caesar wouldn't do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, and I thought he was gonna be like, one, I thought he was gonna hit her or be like, look, one, I'm not Caesar. Like, if you want that, you go back to Caesar because like you're here, right? Like,
Well, he
he
said
actually
that.
spoke to
He
her
did
about
say
that,
that.
right?
Yeah.
He was like, we're missing the drama opportunity because this is where Caesar needs to hear that, one, your star artist is working with is still working with another label and a whole other album, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that goes against the contract in which he brought up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like we're missing that. Like this is where the storyline. This is why Xavier and this whole recording should matter because it should be Caesar saying you need to make a decision, right? Like I told you, like you're with me or you're with him, but you're not going to be with both.
She doesn't have a choice, but she wants. This is the thing. She wants one thing. She thought she wanted one thing, but now she actually wants the other thing, right? Now I'm trying to figure out, does she have a contract with both these two men? Because I didn't think that was legal.
Yeah.
That's
what I'm saying. She can't have a contract, so that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it even more silly because the whole point of that first meeting was she has a contract with me, so she can't work with you. So exactly. I'm like, I don't.
But Caesar was like, you can do whatever you want to do, but the contract is with me. That's what he said, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what Xavier's doing. What is he? When she makes the song, right, and she makes it the way he wants her to. What is he gonna do with the song?
I don't know. But more importantly, why has he not go to see his friend who had a car accident and almost had an abortion? Like that's where.
Okay, when we get there.
No, come on. I want to like this. Well, this would be a good segue because that's what should be happening. Like if he hasn't seen it on TV, which he should have, or heard it through the grapevine.
Yes.
Rebel should have told him.
Yes.
And they should be at the hospital. What's going on with you, girl? Are you okay? Like, then Taj finds out that Rebel and Xavier are a couple.
Yeah.
And on top of them trying to go help him and his fiance, and it's like all those emotions get together, right? Like, thank you for being here, but oh my God, the girl I'm really in love with is with Xavier, and that kind of stuff. Like, that's where we should be right now.
You absolutely right. I felt the same way. And also I had an attitude when I was seeing Essence talking to Taj about the baby. Okay, look. When you get if you said to yourself, I'm gonna have this baby, right? Now they've already established they were gonna have the baby, they were gonna get married, right? Whether the baby's healthy or not healthy, it's your baby. You made a decision to have this baby. Now, and now remember, when women make that decision, they should be thinking anything can happen with the baby. The baby could be autistic. The baby could have a club foot. It could have scoliosis. There's things that can happen that the doctor may not see, within a couple of months, or they may see it and they tell you, but it's your decision to say, you know what, let's keep on going because I love this baby. When that little wench said that the doctor said the baby may have some type of issue or whatever, and I don't think I can do. I don't want to stay home with the baby and take care of it. I was like, why are you having a baby with this wench? Why are you even marrying her? Because she's selfish. It's a selfless act, and I'm not knocking anyone who doesn't have children. Because in my opinion, when you make the decision not to have children, it's because you know yourself that you are not that person. You will not give that child the love and the care and all that, stuff, because it's not who you are. That right there is wonderful. We have so many children out here that are beat and mentally abused and physically abused and all of these things because their parents went ahead and had them because society says have them, right? So I'm like, this is wonderful. That's a wonderful thing when you decide early that you don't want to do that to a child, right? But when this wench has already decided, oh, we're having a baby and I'm happy and da-da-da. And then as soon as they say one thing could possibly be wrong with the baby, oh, I'm not staying home with the baby. I'm not ready for all of that. Okay, wench. No, that's not how it goes. I was like, why are you marrying this selfish woman? Because at the end of the day, right, when you get married to someone, in my opinion, when you get married to someone, it's supposed to be forever, right? So that means that 10 years down the line, you break a leg or you hurt yourself, you broke your back, right? You're a man who gets up on ladders, you've broken your back, you cannot work. So does that mean that now Essence is going to be like, you know what, Taj? I can't be with you because I didn't sign up to take care of you. Ma'am, to love, honor, and cherish sickness and in health. Did you not say those words? Or your husband is in the military, PTSD. You love him, but he came back, he's broken. So now it's hard to deal with him, right? You love him, but it's hard to deal with him. So you're saying to me, I didn't sign up for that, so now I'm out. What? Why are you marrying someone like this, Taj? This is not a God-fearing woman, because if she believed in God, then if the baby is sick or not sick, she would believe that they can make it. It'll be okay. But as soon as Taj said, I'll stay home with the baby. Oh, really? Okay. No problem. So you know what that means, right? Esther's going to be off on tour, doing her thing, cheating. Like, she's going to cheat. She's going to be out there cheating, and he's going to be home with the baby by himself, taking care of their sick baby. Yeah, because Essence is a piece of shit. I'm sorry, she is. She's a wench.
Okay. Look, I understand this is some personal to you, and I get that, right? And I also understand you have 2 kids, and I don't, and I get that too. All right. Oh, I saw it a little bit differently. I saw a little bit differently. One, again, I've already said that they're writing her character to be this type of thing, to have so the audience has this reaction to her. Okay. So when he ultimately does leave her for Rebel, it's okay because Rebel's the better option. Like that's what they're. I mean, clearly that's what they're trying to do, right?
That'll work for me.
But I'm saying, I've seen this like almost kind of in real life where when doctors are able to say your child is going to be autistic or your child is going to be like, we know, like, just, it's going to be disabled in some type of way. And parents have to make the very tough call of quality of life. Like I don't want my child to spend their life suffering in some type of way. That's not what I want.
The decision she made. That wasn't what she did, David.
But I'm saying how you write the character is how the audience sees the character. That's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation, right? And it's like, we want this child, but I don't want my child to go through this. And we can, and it's a car. So that's something that brings Taj and like Essence together, right? Like or again, this could have been the moment where, again, they missed opportunity. I talked about it. Like, I thought she was going to lose the baby. So Taj is like the baby, especially when she started bleeding. When she started bleeding, I'm like, that baby is done.
It's done.
We can move on. Yep. And we can move on to this, right? But they're like, no, we're gonna keep the baby around. I'm like,
no, I think it's not. I don't think she's having that baby. I think something else is gonna happen, and they lose that baby.
And they lose the baby. But I respect her enough to be like, everything understood. You can walk away right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, but I don't, again, how, right? And this happens in real life. It's okay. Me and the baby can be out your life. Whoa. I said I didn't want to marry you. I just said I didn't want to be a parent. What you ain't doing is taking my child, right? Like that's what you're not gonna do. So, but anyway, I'm like, but they could have had the conversation where, again, it's about quality of life for our child. They make the hard decision. She loses the baby, and Taj has to figure out if he stays or not, or we see the selfish character off camera. She's already decided I'm having an abortion because I'm trying to get back out there on the road. And he finds out later that she already aborted the baby because she said, it's my decision. I don't have to talk to you about it. And then this gives us a reason and him a justified reason why he's like, I'm done with you and I can move on. Right? They don't need to still be together. Like this doesn't make sense, right? Like they clearly are not right for each other. At least how they written essence is like she's definitely not a fit in any way for Taj. So like we just need to move on. And I don't know why they're dragging this thing out. While you're doing that, I'm gonna look at comments. We got, I think Rebel confronted Danita on a preview, thinking she killed her mom or had her killed. Therefore, that's her necklace. So I thought the same thing. I figured the necklace is gonna belong to Danita because remember, Danita and Raven were rivals back in the day. And so when Danita heard that Danita ruined Raven's career, that's what it was. Remember? Right? Mm-hmm. So they showed that Danita like attacked the strip club that Rebel worked at, right? So we know she can do some underhanded stuff.
Yeah.
Whether she's a murderer or not, or had her murder, I think that's a little bit extreme, you know what I'm saying? But like, what would be her motive? But if she's the one, because I still think it was CJ who killed Danny, or orchestrated or got the cops to help out or something. She's responsible for it.
Right.
I thought. I know that. I think that's what we discussed last.
Yeah, we did. We did. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. It would be
with Danita. Because we don't really know Danita from that whole Raven thing. I think why can't we get? I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like flashbacks. You know what I mean? Like I want to see what was happening during that time. You know what I mean?
No, of course, no. Like, it's nothing wrong with flashbacks if they matter. Like we saw Danita and Caesar like in the park, you know, with some bad wigs. Like I think like sitting up there like having like a picnic, right?
Mm-hmm.
So flashbacks are important, especially in this type of story. If you're gonna say that Danita was somehow involved in Raven's murder, right? Mm-hmm. Like if that's what they're gonna go with this, we need to see what her motive was or how they got there, and maybe it was the kingdom, that covered to help. They got the cops to cover it up. So that cop, when he said to last season episode 7, when he told Calvin, when the police chief told Calvin, I don't work for the kingdom, but I've been called to serve the kingdom.
Oh.
So maybe the first time was helping cover up Raven's death, and the second time is helping cover up Danny's death. And maybe that's the thing. So maybe it was Loretta Devine. I would take that better than Danita.
When you said that, I was like, so was this something between the dad, Loretta Devine, and Loretta Devine's character when Raven passed away, right? That they covered it up, and maybe their daughter Danita did do something to Raven, right? Or it could have even been an accidental murder. Maybe they got to tussling or something,
or
and the chain came off. The chain, you know what I mean? Like she pulled the chain off of her.
Yeah.
Right.
I think so. I think again, if they're gonna connect it to season 1, Raven was a competitor. She was at some point. Danita was scared of her. Danita hurt her career.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got her like off the gospel track anyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe we find out it was Loretta Devine, like she's still a threat. And I need to get her out of the way. She's a threat to the kingdom. She's a threat to my daughter. And she goes over there, confronts her. The chain gets ripped off. That's why Danita doesn't know the chain is missing, because it's not her chain. It's her mom's chain. Calvin knows the chain. Calvin knows the chain. So that's why.
Yeah. So, well, who do you think? Whose chain would it be then?
So it's Loretta Devine. It's Loretta Devine's chain. That's why Danita is not really. She don't know her chain is missing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so because it's not her chain. So if Rebel confronts her about it, she's gonna be like, "That's not my chain," but she recognizes it. That's why Calvin recognizes it because he knows because it's the mom's chain.
God, oh wow.
Anyway, add this a thought. But it would be interesting if it was the
that
mom.
Would be good, though.
If it was the mom first time, and then it's the daughter this time, if it's CJ who got rid of Danny, because this episode, CJ says, "I understand why my mom does what she does now." And I'm not sure why. I'm not sure that connects, but like, but she for her to be like when about the her husband, her trainer and everything.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting if that's how they put it together. Hello, how are you? Thank you for stopping out and going through us. I thought Caesar said that she could do both, but wouldn't release anything until the contract with Caesar was over. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So,
okay, that makes sense.
If so be it. Then I just thought that would be a better drama point than trying to get her true spirit. And when she don't want to do this, what if the chain belongs to CJ? Nah, it can't. Again, this was like.
Yeah,
Like
CJ wasn't even a thought. Yeah,
well, she was a child.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think
she was a child. I mean, I would say, and so, but like again, I do believe CJ was responsible for Danny Williams's murder somehow.
Mm-hmm.
She was but again, back to things not happening. Like what happened to the person threatening Calvin over his family? Like what happened to that?
Do you think that that's the son-in-law?
No, I still think it's CJ. I think CJ sent
really. You think it's okay?
Because if he's looking into it and she's trying to get her dad not to look into it, right?
Oh, got you.
You know what I'm saying? Because nothing's happened to the kids, right? Everybody's fine. It was just a threat. But then I'm like, again, no one's tried to kill a rebel. Right, like the whole thing that happened last season, someone attacked her. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So you're not really feeling the stress or the the drama from that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it just happens to be mentioned every time the cop shows up, or whatever. So I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I want more of that, like someone trying to get rid of Danny, looking into whether or not Rebel is done investigating Danny's death. Right. Like, or something, or somebody's trying to intimidate the parents because they haven't sued anybody. I'm like, why haven't they sued Calvin and crew? Still haven't done. But yeah, I mean, I see your point. I still, yeah, you're great. Rebel is definitely, I guess I'll get whole point. She sees that gospel music where she wants to be. There's more of an impact with that type of music. So what do you think about the whole? Again, they're trying to shove everything to one episode, but Essence, and this makes sense. I love you. If you want to stay with me, that's fine. I can't have you around Rebel.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Right?
It's not going to work, but
yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah, because I mean, Essence not dumb. She knows that her man has feelings that maybe he's not exploring at the moment, but the feelings are there, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I would ask the same thing. I'd be like, no, you need to stay away from her because I think you're feeling her, and I'm threatened by that.
and rightfully so. I mean, rightfully so. Yeah. I'm saying it would again, as we said, we agree. It would be better if Xavier and if Rebel brought Xavier to the hospital, like trying to engage the family, and then because right now, again, Taj doesn't know that Xavier and them are some kind of romantic something.
Right. But Essence wants that though. Essence wants Xavier and Rebel to be together, right? So this would be perfect if they come to the hospital together. Oh, Essence will be like, oh, wait a minute, oh, okay.
See, and see Taj's reaction if he's like all of a sudden he's upset. Well, this is a good maybe Essence is pregnant with Xavier's baby.
I told you that he was looking at Essence like yum yum when Rebel and Essence were singing, and Rebel peeped it, was like, wait a minute, what's going on here? And was like, why is he looking at her like, you know what I mean?
I remember you saying, I was saying other things don't seem to speak to that. Because again, Essence was working very hard to get Xavier and Rebel together.
Right.
Like, and Xavier again kind of like pushed off Essence when Rebel showed up, and she didn't seem to have a problem with that, per se.
But think about it, right? Think about it. Have you ever had a person that you and that person are great with having sex, but you know damn well that you would not work out in a relationship, right? So you both decide, you know what, I'm gonna go my way, you're gonna go your way, but the feeling sometimes linger with one or the other, right? It could have been how her and Xavier and Essence are. Yeah.
I hear you. I'm not saying I hear you. I would say in my little experience in this, I would say a woman is less likely to be like, let me hook this man up with somebody else, though. Like, that's not
true. Oh, no, sir. To get a guy who is feeling you more than you're feeling him, you go and get him another girl to get him to move on. Oh, trust me, I've done that many times, sir. Yes, you do.
I just feel like if we're I saw the eye thing. I feel like in that scene, the eye situation was more Essence trying to Rebel trying to figure out Essence's and her role in the scene, right? Like I think like Rebel did not want to feel like she's overshadowing Essence on her song.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt that there was like a little bit more competition between those two. That's how I saw that particular scene. But again, we don't know. I mean, if they want to add more drama to it, the baby needs blood, but Taj is not the father. And it could be anybody. It could be any man. It don't necessarily have to be Xavier, but maybe that's how they break those two up. The necklace belongs to Danita. So if the necklace, that's it. Danita did have something to do with Rebel's mom's death. Jealousy and envy doesn't have an expiration date. So
that's true. That's true. I mean, it could. This is the thing. I'm thinking. I'm not thinking that Danita actually killed her on purpose. I'm thinking it could have possibly been an accident, right? They got to tussling, right? Raven her. It happened. She calls her mom and dad, Danita.
Right.
Her mom says, Chief Johnson, take care of this for us, right? He's always taking care of family business before, right? And that's how Johnson got involved in covering up this whole thing to save, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, I got you. So
since Calvin's been around, right? Or maybe before Calvin, Yeah. So we don't know the relationship between because Johnson seems to be an older person, right? He seems like he could be like Loretta Devine's character's age, or and then the father's a little older, but you know what I'm saying? Like
so he was a detective. So he was a detective at the time. So he was a detective scientific. No, I hear you. Again, it could have been an accident. It could be Danita's chain. And this is how it connects. So, like I said, she calls mom.
Yes.
Mom gets involved, and because I think it was implied that it was the dad that called. Louis Gossett Jr.'s character that kind of called on the chief. Like I think CJ found out, maybe told the family, like her grandparents, and they called the detective to the police chief now. So we still got to figure that connection out. Same terms he gave to Rebel about the singing, I'm assuming. Because it says the last project will take years to complete for Taj and Rebel. They're still gonna be working on their one song, because he was like, "Hey, we gotta keep it going, baby. I don't know what you want me to do." But I like the point, Kim. I think it's gonna be the baby. I think the baby not being born is what's gonna, and for whatever reason is gonna separate those two.
Because Taj is literally only marrying her because she's pregnant. And I'm not saying that he doesn't love her. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he does love her, but he's not in love with her. And that's a difference, right? He's being noble. He listened to his grandmother, right? He loves his grandmother. He's listening to her. And she's saying, you can't shame the family by having this baby out of wedlock. You have to marry her, right?
Yeah.
So he's following that. So at the end of the day, do you really want a guy to marry you because you're having a baby? No, because this is forever. You know what I mean? Like,
but again, Essence tried many times. Like, she's like, look,
she did.
You right. So I respect her. She was like, look, we don't have to do this. So she ain't trying to trap no man.
She did. She gave him a chance. But think about it. Taj's family's reputation far outweighs that, right? He's like, I got to do it. It's a family thing, right? He's like, I got to do it for the family. Unfortunately, he has.
Well, at first it was a Christian thing when he was talking to CJ at first,
right?
And then he was already like, I was gonna break up with her. Then I found out she was pregnant. Is the grandmother added more pressure, like on a family level.
Yes.
But he's always been like, hey, I want to raise my child. So again, one is not the other. But even CJ, being a good sister, was like, again, you can be a father without having to stay with this woman.
You can. And CJ gave him that opportunity, but I think that Taj is like, no, I'm gonna try to make this go, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody wants a child to have a mom and a dad, right? So
Yeah.
Taj is thinking that I can have a mom, they can have a mom and dad in the same house. This will work out, right? Probably not, but
yeah.
But okay,
Bro, but I know. I keep on bringing up Empire. I just feel like they need a Hakeem. Like they need like a rapper son. Like I want. Hey, what happened to the Angel son? Oh, that's okay. So wait a minute. Danita got her memory back. I want to highlight this. Danita, I remember everything. You don't remember Sasha telling you go into the light so I can have your husband? Like
I'm waiting for that to happen. I think that's coming a little sooner or later. I think that's happening sooner or later. Yes.
That's what we need to get into. And again, then you find out it was Sasha's the one who's the snitch and told the reporter, like that just makes sense. Like that would just tie all that together. And then what happened to the conversation about the Jesus angel who came down and healed your body? Like we need to get into this. Like,
well, we had that last episode, right? When they had the interview.
But I'm saying, but she's not like I remember.
Well, maybe the sixth episode will have it, right? I mean, the last episode, right?
Huh?
Isn't that the last episode?
No, well, no, that's what I'm saying. Like it was mentioned in the last episode, like during the interview. Like she mentioned it during the interview. But I'm saying like we still need like Son should find Kingdom Records or the church and come see Mother, right? Like this, like it doesn't make any sense, all right? Like
well,
this
is only season 2, right? We have time. I'm cheering that they get a season 3, right? Or even at the end of this season, maybe they bring him out, right? We don't know yet.
Hey, Kurt, bet you Angel Kirk Franklin talks to her. Like, it's just them two. He talks to her and he's like, in the crowd, the Lord has told me that the one you've been seeking is out there. What do you mean, Kurt? He's out there with the halo. You see the light over there? Yep, that's your son that the Lord has blessed you with years ago when you were committing sin. Oh, okay, yeah, that one. Well, who's the daddy? Caesar. Because like in the preview, she's supposed to say something like, that's your son. Like at some point, we're supposed to have this big reveal. And I'm like, why haven't we had this yet?
I'm still disappointed that it's not Taj. Because when I look at Taj and Caesar together, they cast the perfect young man to play Caesar's son. I'm sorry. They
did. I'm like, I need to find out that she been smashing Caesar for a while. And she's like, hey, just every once in a while when things get bad. Essence and Taj are not compatible. Even the therapist was getting irritated with both of them. That's why you discuss every topic so both of them can be on the same page. No, I agree. I agree that they wrote the character to be that different from Taj that you can clearly see that they're not together. And no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But I'm like, it makes even less sense that Taj is like, no, I got to do it. Like she give you a way out. There's nothing. I can't think of one moment that those two were on the same sheet of music besides the fact that did he propose to her again? Back it up. Did he propose to her again?
No.
You remember he got on
the restaurant with the waiters singing?
Yes, but then he got on his knees in this episode and was like, will you marry me? I'm like, didn't we already do this? Like, he was like, he put a ring on her. She was like, oh, yes. I was like, I
don't remember. Oh, wait a minute. Did he do that?
Yes.
Oh, I gotta go back and watch. I don't remember that part.
Because then that turned into, we can just do it a small wedding, just us two. Like, I don't know if he put the wedding ring on her instead of the engagement, like he gave her the engagement ring, then he put the wedding. He put a ring on her finger. It had a diamond on it. In this episode, he got down on one knee, and she was like, "Oh, we can get married. It can just be a small wedding with just our family. I don't need everybody there." I'm like, didn't we do all this?
Yeah, I gotta go back and look. I don't remember that part, but okay, yeah, that doesn't make sense then. Doesn't make sense because it was. Remember, we talked about how beautiful it was. Like that's all.
I don't understand the significance of this. What did he do this time that somehow he didn't do last time? Like I thought we did this. Now she didn't mention the church though, because his whole the real big problem was him not being married in a church, and she did not mention that. He wanted
to be in a church, right?
Yeah. Sasha's husband told the reporter about Danita getting her memory back. Remember?
No, it's CJ. It was CJ's husband. What's his name?
I don't know.
What's his
CJ
name?
Hutton's fine. So, well, no, Sasha is Tamar Braxton's character, who was not in this episode. And we were looking for. I was saying that it should have been Sasha, Tamar Braxton, instead of Danita's husband. What is his name?
Okay. Yeah.
So that's Malcolm.
Malcolm. Okay. Yep.
Because her name is CJ
That would have
Jordan
made.
Walker.
I feel like it should have been Sasha. Because Sasha's a bitch.
That's what I'm saying. Like we agree. Like it should have been Tamar Braxton's character.
Yes,
that would make a lot more sense. First, she tried to steal her man. Then she tried to get a record deal. That didn't work out. And then she tried to get her to die. And then she does that.
Yep.
So Sasha would have made again, but maybe she just wasn't available to film this episode, so they had to do something. But anyway, let's wrap this up. Kim, anything else for this episode?
No, hey Miss Sharon, haven't seen you in a while. So
she's coming back in the comments.
I don't really have anything. I like I said, I'm enjoying it. I want Taj and Essence to break up because I just don't. It's gonna be a divorce, right? We got 1 million divorces going on right now. We don't need another one. And I'm hoping that they bring Calvin's character back to the fact that he loves Danita, you know what I'm saying? Like, because it was kind of weird the way they would, your wife is forgiving you for all the nonsense you did. Let's just move on. Let's rekindle this love, right? I'm thinking, can we get to that? And then Loretta Devine, I just need to see her just one more time. I'm hoping that Danita at least makes up with her mom, right? Like, I love you and I'm sorry, but this is the way it has to be. That kind of thing, before we just don't have Danita. Stop it. I'm sorry, they're fighting. That they don't have, this drama between them. You know what I mean? That would be good. CJ and Malcolm, beautiful duet, but oh my goodness, they have a lot of things they need to work through. Really, they got to work through some stuff because CJ is gonna always ride for her family, right?
Yeah.
And Malcolm needs to just stop it. You know what I mean? Like, just get on board or get off. Like, just leave. Let me see. I don't know. I hope they show Sasha. I want to see what drama she's got because I like her character. I don't know. I hope that it does turn out that Danita accidentally killed Raven. Because I would hate to think that she's that type of person that she would actually murder someone.
Yeah, premeditated
murder. Yeah, I would hope that it was an accident. She didn't mean to do it, and her parents covered it up, which most parents would do. But
it was an overdose. You can't accidentally give somebody an overdose. Like they whoever killed her staged it like that's what I'm saying.
This is what I'm thinking. Stop it. This is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that there was the overdose was done probably. Okay, maybe she fell, hit her head or something, right?
Okay.
To cover what was happening for real, they shot her up with some drugs.
Okay, all right.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like that could have.
Yeah, I got you. Like a fixer. A fixer came in and did that, right? Like put some drugs in her, and there you go.
Yes.
So that needs to be a flashback. They need to show that whoever once it gets revealed, so we can be like, oh, okay. And then how do we move forward?
Yeah, we need some flashbacks for sure. Definitely, we can't really move forward without flashbacks if we're going to keep talking about Raven and what's going on. I'm seeing for me, Rebel is getting she's moving towards what her true calling is, which is good, right? We want to see her progress and change. So I think that her character, they're writing her pretty well. I like the way that she's moving and progressing and changing because that's what she needs, right? So I don't really like the way that they're investigating Danny's death. I still feel like the parents need to sue Danita, and you know what I'm saying? Like, when is this going to happen? That needs to happen like ASAP, where the parents are like, suing Calvin too, right? It should be Calvin, really.
Yeah,
But,
Calvin. It
not
should be
Danita,
Calvin.
but
It should be Calvin and the church. But
in the
just
church,
yeah.
right? Yeah, they should be suing right now. At
Yeah.
this moment, we should see them suing.
It should be 2 lawsuits. It should be 2 lawsuits. It should be Caesar suing the record label, and then Danny Williams' family suing the church.
Do you think that they're gonna wrap this season up with Caesar's case or Danny Miller's case? Like they're gonna start the case and then it'll go into season 4. And Caesar's may end this season.
I see. I feel like the Caesar's case won't be much of anything. I think once he starts, I think that's gonna get wrapped up pretty easily. The murder is more substantive.
Maybe settle. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like it's gonna settle because at some point he has to find out they have a kid, right? And I think that's gonna somehow change his like thought process or whatever. Because what he wants is recognition. He said that last season. Like it's not about the money. I mean, per se, it's about recognition that I helped you and we were something. Like we were something together. And that sort of thing.
He wants her to respect his part in making her who she is. Right?
Yeah. So I don't see them. I don't see either one of those. I don't see that going to courts where they they got lawyers and sitting there and that kind of shit. Like if anything, that'll be done off camera, and that kind of stuff. But I think they'll work it out between the two of them as people.
Okay.
And but I want Raven. I want both murder cases to move forward. I want Danny and Raven's like murder mysteries to kind of move forward and that sort of thing. And maybe that's how we get rid of the police chief, even though you don't see him that much. Like maybe he was the one that got rid of Raven somehow. Like you say, he's the one who helped cover it up, so he has to go. But that means Danita's gonna go. So I mean, if you can't have a main character being a murderer and she in any way and still be a main character like that. That's not and she is the star of the show, so that's gonna be difficult. To be like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill your mama. But let's move on to season 3. Like I don't see that because she's not.
With the chief, they could maybe say that the chief did something to cover up the murder, or maybe he did murder.
Yeah, like they fought.
Else, right?
Danita and Raven fought. Danita ruined Raven's career. Danita goes and confronts Raven. They get in a fight. She rips off the necklace. Somehow the cop, the now police chief comes, tries to get her not to press charges or some shit like that, and he's the one that kills her.
Yep.
And then there you go. That's how she got the necklace. But then Danita's not a murderer, so they can move on to season 3. And then that sort of thing. So I would something like that.
Yep.
But we gotta see what happens with episode 6. And we will do that. Anything else?
Nope, that's it.
All right, then. Well, thank you very much. We will see you next weekend. Like I said, at least we're gonna do Power Book 3, and one of those year-end review videos. I gotta work with Jamani and come up with the list.
Okay. Cool.
Something else ended. Shiny Veil. Did Shiny Veil end?
Shiny Veil ends this Friday, I think. This Friday.
All right, so let's put that on the list.
Okay.
So we can wrap up season 2, and Wicked City's still going. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I really like that. I like season 2 so far. Binge it. All right, Kim. See you later. All right. Oh, we got yes. No, I got Essence. It really did happen. Oh, yes. We got what? Yes, that really did happen, but it was more about Essence not being so over the top and wanting something more intimate. But it looked like he did like re-propose to her. Danita was jealous of Raven's voice and popularity, hence if she accidentally killed her. Again, I just it'd be hard for them to kind of wrap up that death and still if she's responsible. I just feel like she can't be directly responsible. Essence tried to push Taj away as a ploy, but she knew that he was going to do the righteous thing. I think y'all just got it in for her. Like I mean, she's to me she sounds sincere. I'm sorry, she really sounds sincere to be like, hey, if this ain't where you want to be, you don't have to be here. But again, we'll see how all this goes. It better be Danny's case. It's been 2 seasons now. You are right. They need to really end that storyline. And because and somebody just really needs to care. But anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We will see you again next weekend. I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and whatnot. And we'll be back with bigger and better stuff next on Saturday. So we will see. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy The View very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You're gonna be like, oh shit,
Hilarious, absolutely hilarious.
You want to go ahead?
Oh shit.
Stacey, do your thing.
Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just gonna end this broadcast and say bye.